Okay, now here are the initials. Now let's do the finals. A, O, E, U, Ü, I, A, Wei, Ao, O, U, Ye, Yue, Er, An, En, In, Wen, Yun, Ang, En, Yang, Ong. Okay, now let's do it again. A, O, Oh, this time I will do it 3 by 3. Okay. A, O, I, U, Ü, I, A, Wei, Ao, O, U, Ye, Yue, Er, An, En, In, Wen, Yun, Ang, En, Yang, Ong. Okay, and just now someone asked you about zhi, zhi, chi, shi, zhi. Again, zhi, chi, shi, zhi. Okay. Now, don't worry much about that because we are going to do a lot of practice with pinyin because you are going to use pinyin for quite a long time to learn Chinese. Okay, so don't worry much about that. That's what we have learned in the last month, I guess. And today, we're going to learn something new. Now let's start with writing. Yes, let's start writing the characters. So you know that you'll learn to speak Chinese. You'll learn to write Chinese as well, right? Now, the actual way of writing Chinese characters are like this. We do not write pinyin as the written form of Chinese language. Okay, the written forms are the characters, the Chinese characters. So today we're going to learn something. First of all, we're going to learn writing characters. You see, now here, these are the sentences were written in Chinese. You can see on the screen. So they are not in pinyin, all right? Okay. Yeah, let's learn to write some simple Chinese characters. Now, the first one is yi, which means one, right? A very simple just one stroke. Now, when we write characters, we write strokes. Now, this is one stroke. There are two strokes in this character. There are three strokes in this one. All right, now just get a piece of paper and a pen. You're going to write some simple characters with me. And later, you'll take a photo of your writing and send the photo to our group. Okay. Now, just 1 minute for you to get the paper and the pen. Are you ready? If you are ready to write with me. Yes, you know it. Just to send one to the group or to the discussion. Yes, very good. Okay, now let's try writing the first one. Just one stroke. Now take a look. From left to right. From left to right. Almost horizontal. Almost horizontal. Again. E. So I would like to write it. Something wrong with my pen. What's wrong? Okay. From left to right, almost horizontal. Okay. E. I don't want this color. I want to write it better. Like I'm writing with the chalk on the blackboard. E. Okay, you write two or maybe three of each one, or it depends on you. If you like to write more, you can write more. Now, next one, R. There are two strokes. For R, there are two strokes. Remember, when you write it, the first stroke is shorter than the second stroke. The first one, shorter. The second one, longer. Okay, watch again. R. Now, let's do it. The second one is longer than the first one. All right. I guess you will write very beautifully. Wow, you can write Chinese characters. E, R. Now, Sān means three. Very easy. 1, 2, 3 strokes. Again. The middle one is the shortest one, and the lower one is the longest one. 1, 2, 3. Just 3 strokes. Now let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Right. 1, 2, 3. 好，3 Wow. The next one is 4. But 4 just doesn't, it's not just 4 strokes, right? It's not that way. No, 4 is written like this. A little bit difficult, more difficult than the previous 3. Now let's see how to write it. Okay, again. All right. There's a square outside, and in there are 2 strokes. But we write outside first, and then inside, and finally we close it. One more time. Outside first, and inside, and close. Yeah. All right, let's do it together. When you write this stroke, do not raise your pen. You write it continuously. Okay, you do not write like this. No, that's not correct. It's just 1 stroke. So you will write it at a time. Now outside, and then inside. Inside. Okay, and then close it. One more. Here's a little hook. And when you write this stroke, you will raise your pen swiftly. Yeah, raise your pen swiftly. So there will be a sharp T here. And here's the curve. And finally, we close it. Okay. Now I'll do it one more time. Because I'm writing on the screen, that's not easy for me to do. This stroke, this one should be horizontally, and then a little quite vertically. Okay. Now, since you're writing on the paper, so you can do according to this example. All right. Yeah. The first 4 characters you've learned. Very. Are you proud of yourself? Because you can write characters. Yeah, you can write characters. 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4. Yeah, very good. I'm very proud of you too. Yeah, later when I'm quite sure later when I see the pictures you sent to me of your writing, I will be very, very proud of you. Yeah, the first 4. Now let's try more. Let's see the next one. Wow, the next one is 5, right? 5. Now let's watch how to write it. Now here, this one is 1 stroke. Do not raise your pen. Now, this one is 1 stroke. Do not raise your pen. Start again. No, just to write it one at a time. Again. Okay, now let's do it together. 5. Now I write it at a time as 1 stroke. And finally, that's a horizontal stroke. Now, the sequence or the order of strokes should be like this. I'll write it stroke by stroke to tell you the order. So write it at a time. Okay. Ooh. So you see that the last stroke is the horizontal stroke. It's quite long, right? Okay. So, because most Chinese characters take the block shape. So it's block shaped characters. We may imagine there's a square. Yeah, there's a square. Do you see the green square? And we write the characters in the middle of the square. And the strokes are evenly distributed in this square. So we do not write just in this corner or in this corner or just in the left side of the square or the right side of the square. We write it in the middle. So yeah, when we first practice writing characters, you may I don't know whether you can find some exercise books like this with squares. And write the characters in the middle of the squares. Yeah, this is 五. Now watch again. When you write 五, this stroke goes a little bit left side. That will make the character looks better. Now let's try 六. 六. 六 is 6, right? Okay, now very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it consists just 4 strokes. 六. Now let's do it together. Pay attention to this one, the left stroke. Now you start it and go left side swiftly in order to form this sharp tip, right? And the last one from left to right, because I'm writing on the screen. I'll do it one more time. You write this stroke and this stroke as in the same way. Okay. Now here, the first one and the last one, they are not just a dot. It goes a little bit right side. Okay. First and second. Okay, that's the order of the strokes. You write the somewhat dot at first, and then the horizontal stroke, and this one and that one. So you can see that here's the principle for us to write characters. We start from up to from top to bottom, from left to right. Okay, from top to bottom, from left to right. All right. We've learned 6 characters. Yeah, you can write Chinese characters. Now let's try more. Wow, this one. 七. qi, 7, right? 7, it only consists 2 strokes. This one and this one. Again. Okay, now let's do it. A horizontal stroke, a little bit go upper, but it's fine if you write it horizontally. Pay attention to the next stroke. There must be a curve and a hook. Again, a curve and a hook. It consists 2 strokes. The first one is this one, and the second. Oh, doesn't look good. Okay, now here must be a hook, a curve and a hook. Do not write like this. It's not the right one. Okay, do not write like this. And there must be a curve. Now the next one is ba. Ba is 8. It only consists also only consists 2 strokes, but you better pay attention to the position of the 2 strokes, the left one and the right one. Again. Yeah, there must be a gap between the 2 strokes. Here, do not put them together. They're not joined together. Left and right. There must be a gap between them. Now, let's do it. Yeah, also, you start it and then raise your pen swiftly to form this tip. And then the other stroke. Oh, not very good. So remember, there must be some gap here. If you write like this, no, incorrect. If you write in this way, it's not correct. So do not write ba in these 2 ways. There must be some gap here. First stroke and the second stroke. Okay, that's ba means 8. Now we have 2 more. 9, 9, right? 9. There are 2 strokes. Also, here, pay attention to this one. You write this one at a time as 1 stroke. During writing it, you do not raise your pen to start one more time. Look. Yeah, again. Yes. Now, the first stroke. You start it and then raise your tip of the pen. Okay. Jiǔ jiǔ, 2 strokes. At this one. Yeah, at this position, you may raise your pen swiftly, quickly to form this tip. And then the second stroke should be right continuously. Do not stop or raise your pen. Here is a sharp turn, but here is a turn with a curve. And finally, there's a little hook going up. Now, one more. Sorry. Something wrong with my pen. Ah, 对不起. Something wrong with my pen. Now, at this moment, I would say 对不起, right? Let me try it. What's wrong with that?
没关系.
Yes, that's right.
没关系.
谢谢. Thanks for your understanding. So I would like to say 谢谢.
不谢.
谢谢.
不谢.
Okay. Yeah. One more. Okay. Done. Now the 2 strokes. So raise your pen swiftly to form the tip. And write it as 1 stroke. The second. All right. 9 means 9.
Hello,
Okay,
Sifa.
the last one.
Turn off.
Now, the last one, I guess you know how to write it. But now I have a question. Yeah, here are only 2 strokes. Which one do we write first? Remember this principle? We write from left to right, up to down. So, yeah. From left to right, from top to bottom. Very simple. Okay, so you can write it. Well, we'll do 1, 2. The first one is horizontal. The second one is vertical. Oh, I cannot do it beautifully. I should write it faster. So that's better. Okay, 十, very simple. The first one and the second stroke. Right. That is 十 means 10. Wow. Yeah, you learned to write 10 Chinese characters in very short time. Right? Yeah, very, very clever. All right. Just now we learned writing the 10 characters. Well, after class, you may practice more until you can write it or write them without looking at the table or looking at the book or looking at the examples, without looking at the examples until you can write it from your heart. Okay, now we have learned all the finals and initials. Now let's practice to read them in syllables. Okay, how? All right, how? Let's do it. Shí, Ang, Shàng, Ke, Ke, Sàng Ke, Shàng Ke. Okay, compare the way you read it and the way I read it, then try to change your way to be in my way. Okay. 上课，上课。It means the class begins. Class begins. So next time when we start our class, I will say 上课. So if you hear me say 上课, that would mean our class begins.
上课，
上课，上课，
上课，
上课，
上课。
上
Great.
课，
上课。
上课，上课。
Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. 西优修，西优修，西优修，西一西。Now, for this one, you may notice that there's no tone mark for this syllable. It is called neutral tone. Neutral tone. When we read neutral tones, we just read it quite quickly, lightly, and swiftly. So it becomes 休息，休息，休息. Just read after me. 休息. It means break or have a rest. So 休息，休息. You know, from next time, next class, during the when we need to break, now I would like to say 休息，休息，休息. Now, next one. 歌恩根，歌恩根。我的无读的无读。个恩跟我的无读，跟我读，跟我读。Yeah, actually, it is also a very useful expression in class. 跟我读 means read after me. Read after me. 跟我读. So, later I will use 跟我读 to ask you to read after me. Alright? 好，跟我读，跟我读。
跟我读，
我
Good.
读，
读，
跟我读，
跟我读，
Very
跟
good.
跟我读，
跟我读。
跟我读，跟我
Okay.
读，
Now, listen. 跟我读，休息，休息，
休息，
上课，
上课，
上课。
上课，
上
Yeah,
课，
good.
上课。
Now here, 跟我读 is my instruction, right? Oh, yeah, for you to follow. 跟我读上课休息
休息
Yeah, 休息 yes
休息
okay all right now let's move on to the next one 知知翁中知翁中乌恩文知翁中乌恩文中文中文中文 which means Chinese language. This is a one term for Chinese language. So the first one, 知翁中乌恩文中文，跟我读中文。
中文
Great， 很好。
中文
Yeah， 中文。
跟我读中文。
中文
Yeah， 中文。
中文
非常好 ，Very good. Yeah, let's try next one. 的啊大
大
的啊大，西约学西约学大学大学大学大学 means university 大学 university. Now let's try next one. 狮偶手狮偶手鸡 sorry 鸡一鸡手机手机手机 is cell phone mobile phones 手机 Now let's try next one.
Prof, Shanti mean telephone?
Yeah, telephone, cell phone, or mobile phones. 手机 Next one. 科厄克
手机
科厄克 本课本科厄克本课本课本 is the textbook 课本 Next one. 诗巫书诗巫书诗巫书书 means book books 诗巫书
What does it mean? Ma'am, what does it mean? Shoe? Books.
书
Okay.
books okay
Book.
yeah book
Okay.
book or books B-O-O-K yeah, next one 笔笔 is a pen 笔笔 pen Yeah, let's try next one. 思
Hello, ma'am.
物 素. So, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Please,
Okay.
these words, are they both used for singular and plural items? Because I heard you mentioning book and books. I don't know if you have to use.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, book or books, both are 书. 书. Okay,
All right,
yeah,
thank you,
let's
ma'am.
continue.
But Prof, the previous one before that shoe, that is
This one?
Ben. Yeah. It's mean textbook.
课本. Yeah, textbook. Textbook. The 书 is a general term for all kinds of books. And
Okay,
课本 is the textbook. Okay, next one. 思物素. 思物素. 诗恶舍. 宿舍. 宿舍.
素谢
舍.
谢
Do not, yeah, 舍. Do not turn. 宿舍. 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 Su She is the dorm room, dormitory. Su She.
The last one is fourth tone, so she.
Yeah, She.
书
诗
写
恶舍. She. Su She. Okay.
书写
Good. 好. The last one here.
Sorry,
Le-
please, Prof. Prof.
Yes.
Share means what?
Dormitory. Dormitory. The dorm. If you live on campus, you will live in a dorm, right? In a dormitory. Yeah, that is 宿舍. Okay, the last one. 了游流. 了游流. 西约学. 西约学. 师恩生. 师恩生. 留学生. 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 留学生 is overseas or international students. You are 留学生. 留学生. 好.
学生
Ma'am, I have a question.
留
学生
留学生.
学生
留
留
学
学
生
生. Okay.
学生
留学生
生
Ma'am,
生生
生
留学生.
留学生
学生
留学生
留学生
生
生
生. It's a flat. The tone is flat. 生生. Yeah.
学生
If you read it as 生, that would be false tone. It's a falling. Okay. So, all right.
ma'am, I have a question.
What is
Yeah. Okay.
学生
Ma'am,
留学
sometimes
生 is international students.
学生
Yeah. 留学生 international students.
ma'am, I have a question.
I am
Okay. Tell me.
Sometimes there is a dot on E, and sometimes there is only tone on E.
You mean this one? This one?
No, I Liu in Liu.
This one? Liu.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a dot on the e, I.
Yeah, here. Yes.
And sometimes there is no dot and yeah.
Yeah. If we need to put the tone mark on e, if we need to put the tone mark on e, we'll remove this dot or replace the dot. Use the tone mark to replace it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Very good.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Okay. Let me mute
What is the meaning of Zhōngwén?
Zhōngwén means Chinese language. This one, Chinese language.
Zhōngwén.
Okay.
Zhōngguo.
中国 is China. Yeah, very good. Okay, now listen. 跟我读，跟我读。上课，上课。休息，休息。跟我读，跟我读。中文，中文。大学，大学。手机，手机。课本，课本。书，书。笔，笔。宿舍，宿舍。留学生，留学生。Okay. Now, from today on, if I want you to read after me, I would say 跟我读. Okay. Remember that? 跟我读. Okay. Yeah, that's all for this. Yeah, practice. Now we just practice reading the syllables. They're the combination of initials and finals and the tone, right? Go ahead. Now let's read some other syllables. This one.
Sun.
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 Yeah, this student reads very good.
Sun.
对，三，三，一二三，三。
Sun.
Good.
Sun.
What about this one?
Shan.
Shan.
Shan,
Shan.
shan,
Shan.
shan. Shi, an, shan. Shan. Yeah. Shan is mountain. Yeah, this one, this is mountain, right? Now, this one.
Zhong.
Yeah. Zhōng, zhōng. Zhōng, zhōng. Here, the picture shows us zhōng is clock. It's a clock. Zhōng. But this zhōng is not the zhōng in Zhōngwén or Zhōngguo, because here I would like to tell you that in Chinese, for some characters, they share the same pronunciation, but they have different shapes, different forms. Okay. So I would say this zhōng is clock, but Zhōngwén is another zhōng, even they are pronounced in the same way. That's why we need to learn characters.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, very good. Please read this one. Try reading it.
Yang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yang.
The initial yi, ang, yang, yang. Good. Yang,
Yang.
yang. Sheep or goat. Yang.
Yang.
Yes. Yang or sheep. Both are yang. Next one.
Ling.
Yeah.
Ling.
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 Le ing. Ling.
Ling.
Ling. Good.
Ling.
Ling. Very good. Ling.
Ling.
Zero. Yeah. Ling is zero. Okay. Ling. Yeah. Let's try this one. Ci, ai, cai.
Cai.
Ci, ai,
Ai. Cai.
cai. Good. Ci, ai, cai. Cai.
Cai.
Try this one.
Sure.
Shi, shou, shou,
Show.
shi, shou, hand,
Show.
shou, hand.
Hello, Prof.
Show.
Yeah. Do you have a question?
Yes, Prof.
Shou,
That Thai, what does that mean?
shou.
Thai.
Oh, you mean Thai? Okay. Oh, Thai is a kind of food. Your food dish. That means 中国菜. Yeah. 中国菜. Chinese food.
中国菜.
Yeah. 中国菜.
中国
Chinese food. 菜.
中国菜.
吃爱菜. 菜. 对.
中国菜.
菜. 好，手. This one. 手. Good. Hand. The last one. Try reading it.
红.
喝红红喝红 Yes, very good. 红 is the color red. Red. Yeah, the color
红
red. 红喝红
红.
Okay. Good. Very good. Now, I'll mute your micros. Anything? 跟我读三 you don't turn on your mic. Just to read after me. 三山中羊铃菜手红 Okay. Now it's quite important for us to practice reading the syllables, pinyin syllables. That will help you to get to know the pronunciation of the expressions, right? So after class, I hope you will practice more. You can watch the video and just find the part of my reading and try to follow me. Okay. the first character or the first word you are going to learn it is 叫 J E 傲叫跟我读叫 J E 傲叫 and the second word 诗恩神么么什么什么什么跟我读什么什么 It means what okay 叫 means to call or to be called 叫 means to call or to be called 什么 means what and the third word we need it is 名字 m 赢名 m 赢名字字名字名字好跟我读叫叫什么什么名字名字名字 is name 名字
What's the meaning of Zhao?
Yeah, you can put them together 叫什么名字
什么名字
All right, do not turn on your mic and try to follow me. Just read 叫什么名字 No. That right now, do not turn on your mic. Now you try to follow me several times, and then you may let me heard you. Okay. 叫什么名字 Again. 叫什么名字叫什么名字 Okay. Now, do you remember what is the Chinese word for you? What is Chinese word for you? Right. 你 right? 你 That's right. So if you want to ask about one's name, you may say 你叫什么名字你叫什么名字跟我读你叫什么名字 Yeah, the question is used to ask one's name, similar to what's your name or what name are you called? So, 你叫什么名字 Someone has said, can we use ma to replace 什么? No. Ma is used in simple questions, yes or no questions, not what. Okay, 什么 is what. Again, 你叫什么名字
Please, Prof, come again, please. Can you pronounce the word all?
Which one?
The one on the screen. The one on the screen.
Yeah. 叫 J E 傲叫
Okay.
诗恩神么么么赢名字 字. So 你叫什么名字? And since it is question, when you write it in a sentence, we should put the question mark at the end. Right? 你叫什么名字? Repeat it to yourself.
Prof, please, I have a question. Question.
Okay.
Why is it that the sheme is what? It's sheme, okay, sheme is what? And we didn't bring the sheme first. Yes, we didn't bring it first in the sentence. Like, what is your name? And we didn't bring it sheme ni Jiǔ Nine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you should know that. First of all, you should know that Chinese sentences sometimes they have different word order from English one. So we cannot make sentences according to English word orders. All right, that Chinese has its own grammatical system. So 你叫什么名字? So literally it is you called or are called what name? So the different sentence order or the word order in a sentence. All right. Now let's take a look at this short dialogue. Now, 你叫什么名字? That is the question. 你叫什么名字? And how to answer the question? 我叫. You remember 我, it is I, me. Both I and me is 我. So 我叫李丽. Okay. 我叫. Yeah, after it, here it is one's name. Now you use the same expression 叫. 我叫李丽. Now this is maybe the girl's name, her name. Okay. 我叫李丽. Now you can use your name to replace it. Again, 你叫什么名字? 跟我读. 你叫什么名字? 我叫李丽. 我叫李丽. Okay.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of Chao?
What's your question?
What is the meaning of Chao?
叫. In this sentence, it is to be called. Called.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So the entire sentence means, what name are you called?
Yeah, that means that. What name are you called? It means that, but we cannot just translate from English to Chinese word by word. Yeah, we cannot do that. But equivalently, it means that. What name are you called? So 我叫李丽 can be understood to be I'm called Li Li, or my name is Li Li. That's her name.
我叫李丽.
So what's your Tijani?
Oh yeah, you can. Very good.
So I say, what's your Tijani? That is the name I'm called. Ko?
What?
What's your Tijani?
Yes. Yeah, you just use your name to replace
instead of Lily.
Yes. So here 我叫 and one's name here.
你叫什么名字?
Very good. So I'll tell you.
Mamunat. Oh, 叫 Mamunat.
Oh, very good. 非常好. And later, when you learn more Chinese characters, you may pick some Chinese characters as your Chinese name. So remember, just now you learned the Chinese language. How to see that in Chinese?
Joie. Wa.
中文, right? Remember, just now we learned it. 中文
Chinese language.
名字
中文
名字 So Chinese name. 中文名字 That's Chinese name. 中文名字 So later, when you learn more characters, you may pick someone you like to name yourself.
中文名字.
Someday you will have your 中文名字 Okay. 好，跟我读。你叫什么名字？You don't follow my instruction. 跟我读，跟我读。你叫什么名字？
你叫什么名字？
我叫李丽。我叫李。Yeah, let's read the dialogue. Okay, now let's read the dialogue. So, 跟我读 you mean you read, follow me, right? You read, follow me to read. So, let's just read the dialogue, and later you will practice how to ask someone's name. Now, let's read. 你叫什么名字 Okay, read it to yourself. 你叫什么名字？我叫李丽。我叫李丽。Okay, now I'll turn on your mic and then you can ask one another, what name are you called? What's your name?
名字
你叫什么名字？
我叫
李丽。
佳妮。
你叫什么？
我叫 Fraser。
你叫什么名字？
叫什么名字？你叫什么名字？
很好 Very good.
我叫 Efrain。
你叫什么名字？
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 我叫
你叫什么名字？
叫什么名字？
你叫什么名字？
你叫什么名字？
我叫李丽。
我叫李丽。
And you can use your name to replace Li Li. Yeah, you can use your name to substitute.
我叫 Efrain。
什么名字？我叫
李丽。我叫 Fraser。
Okay, very good.
Prof. Liù Six, 你叫什么名字？
Okay, let me mute your mics. And so think about it. When you meet someone first, you need to greet one another, right? And then probably you may ask someone's name. So first of all, you say 你好，你叫什么名字 right? So use 你好 and both and 你叫什么名字 to start your conversation with someone. 你好，你叫什么名字 Okay, read after me. 很好 Yeah. Okay, now here we go. 你好，你叫什么名字？
你好，我叫丽丽。
Ah, very good. Very good. So when you reply, yeah, you can also say 你好 at first, right? Again, 你好，你叫什么名字？
你好，我叫魏思。
你好，我
好，
叫
您好，我叫李。
你好，
Yeah.
你叫什么
你好
名字？
你好
你叫什么名字？
Nihao,
Yeah.
Nihao, what's your Jawad?
你好，你叫什么名字？
名字？
你叫什
你
么名
好
字？，
你叫什么名字？
Yeah, very good. So after
你好，
class,
你叫什么名字？
yeah, anybody reply? Okay, anybody answer
我
his
叫
name?
Fraser，我
Very
叫
good.
Fraser，
Ibrahim。
你我叫 Frame。
叫 Yeah, 叫
我
叫
叫 Mamunar，
我
Yeah,
叫
我叫
我叫 Frame。
叫 Mamunar。
我叫
Okay.
我叫 Frame。
我叫 Ibrahim。
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, after class you may even practice with your family, right? Teach them how to ask one's name in Chinese. Okay, now look at the screen here. Yeah, let's try to be familiar with the Chinese characters. 你叫什么名字？跟我读。你叫什么名字？我叫李丽。我叫李丽。Okay. Yeah, look at the screen. Here I have a question. Now, 他叫什么名字? Yeah, answer the question based on this dialogue. Yeah, in this question, there is a new word for you. It is 他. 他. In Chinese, 他 means here in this context, it is she. Yeah, she or her, both are 他. So, 他叫什么名字? According to the dialogue, 他叫什么名字? 他叫李丽, right? You will answer my question in this way. 他叫李丽。他
叫李丽。
叫李丽。Very good. Yeah, that's right. 他叫李丽。
他叫 Mamunar.
Yeah. For he, for she, both are read 他. Yeah, he, she, both 他. But these two 他 are written in different ways. But the pronunciation is same, no matter he or she. 他叫李丽。Okay, 跟我说，跟我读。他叫李丽。他叫李丽。She is called 李丽。我叫李丽。It's my name is 李丽。I'm called 李丽。Okay. All right. Yeah, maybe it's time for us to say 再见 for today, right? Okay. That's all for today's class. After class, you will continue to practice reading the pinyin and try reading the syllables. And you may practice asking about one's name and teach your family how to ask about one's name in Chinese. All right? And continue to practice writing the first 10 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's all for today. 再见。再见。再见。
谢谢您。
再见。
谢谢。
谢谢您。
谢谢。再见。
再见。